don't know. I might. What are you, my fucking grandma? Like,
John has sent $10.
get off
When you
my
mention
back.
Bahara.
I'm trying to focus on saving the white race.
Like, I'm trying to actually be honest. Like, who would it be that's in a better position for having worked with and been in Nick's movement than they were before? We're gonna have a look in at Fuentes now. It's been a while since we covered Fuentes. When last we covered Fuentes, he fucked off for a month because some fucking lunatic came to his house, which we disavow the lunatic's actions of coming to Fuentes' house. However, you can't say that with Fuentes there hasn't been escalating rhetoric and actions that have led to violence.
Yeah.
And he himself is now engaging in violence. We saw it at the Gaylord when he fought that guy in the lobby. We've seen it now on his doorstep when he assaulted that grandma. So when you play stupid games with your rhetoric and you incite people, like he incited people at January 6th, like he agitated and provocateured against people after the election with the "your body, my choice," when you do stuff like that and you take those steps, don't be surprised when it comes to your fucking doorstep.
Oh,
that's ultimately all I have to say about that.
Also, his fans were like threatening people on Twitter, all this shit. He avows a lot of these things. I will kill and die for Fuentes, stupid shit like that. Like, you're pushing. It's fucked. It was fucked.
So, but let's have a look at some of what Nick has been doing recently. Let's have a look here at 00.
That and
all right.
So this is Inauguration Day. This is the great moment of triumph where Donald Trump is being sworn into office. And what does Nick have to say?
Here we go.
Look, don't get me wrong. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't really want him to win, if I'm being honest.
He admits he didn't want Trump to win.
Didn't he say the day he won, we did it?
Yes.
What a
said we did it. Like, he flip-flops back and forth. Now he's saying that the executive orders suck.
How?
But they're actually awesome.
They're keto.
They're actually keto as fuck, buddy.
Fuck.
The guy, like, the pardon of all the Jan 6ers, who Nick is partly responsible for them being in fucking jail.
Partly.
The fact that the United States government no longer recognizes trans fucking pronouns on passports. Trans are no longer allowed in the military. Like, Trump is deporting hundreds, if not, we're hoping to ramp up to thousands of people a day in these ICE raids. But all Nick can do is black pill and sow division and say it's not good enough. Now, he got confronted with one of these head on. Because if you remember, T.R. Sarter, who's one of Nick's capos, one of his lieutenants, Nick said Kamala needs to win. And you need to go to jail, Sarter. You're going to jail is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Well, now Trump has pardoned T.R. Sarter. And here's Nick's response to it.
All right.
It's delicious.
T.R. Sartor sent $15. Free at last.
Hey, congratulations, my friend. Try as I did to keep you imprisoned.
Oh, what a psycho, bro. Like, what a fucking piece of shit. Whoa, buddy. Try as I did to keep you in jail, Sarter. Campaigning for Kamala and blackpilling against Trump. Unfortunately, you didn't go to prison. It's like, bro, you were saying to break down the barriers and disregard the police. You directly told Sarter, he was right there within earshot of you.
It's not even
to
a joke.
go into the building. It's not even a joke. It's just genuinely what you did. You told the guy to break the law. He followed your orders and broke the law. And then when the time came to back him up, you said for him to go to fucking jail. And then you criticize Trump for pardoning the man? That's crazy.
Despite my best efforts, you are a free man, so.
Why is Sarter? Is Nick fatter?
And Sarter is still giving him money.
Look at that face that Nick's making.
He thinks it's funny that Buddy was
fat as
Yeah, I know. It's true. He's fat.
I'm not a sore loser. Congratulations on your freedom. I'll get you next.
Sartor needs every penny he makes. I don't even know if Sartor has a real job. I think he's using his parents' money.
Next time, I will get you imprisoned one way or another. This isn't, you haven't heard the last of me. We're not finished.
I'm sure he will get him thrown in federal prison by the end of it. He ruins every one of his followers' lives. You can't look at a single groiper now who's a success. Vincent's broke as having to sell his blood, no fucking health insurance, work for 1-800-GOT-JUNK, work in a fucking sweatshop. He's a father that can't provide for his fucking kids. Dalton, his wife fucking divorced him. Dalton, like, he's on the verge of homelessness. Dalton's writing articles about why taking your own life is good.
You know,
Dalton's now obese. He's put on a ton of fucking weight. He looks disheveled, looks like he doesn't shower or shave. Beardson, divorced now, living in a fucking trailer, fat, depressed, fucking alcoholic.
Divorced.
You know,
wife left him for a black guy.
His wife left him for a black guy. Like, it's just a straight up cult of losers. And by joining it, you're saying, well, I'm going to be a loser for fucking life and an outcast from society, but it's worth it because why? Because you're not actually making any progress on any political issue. You're just destroying your life because this guy's not serious about making any political progress. He's just a podcast host with delusions of grandeur, and you bought in. It's just sad. A lot of young guys are fucked over because of him. Their lives ruined.
Apparently, Beardson's asking for money on Twitter now.
Well, yeah, he always is asking for money on Twitter with his Cash App. He goes into these Twitter spaces or starts up Twitter spaces and then posts in the replies his Cash App.
Oh, really?
Trying to get money. Like, it's tough.
To break it to you, but we're going to be doing this for a long time. So you've escaped my clutches this time. I'll admit, you're free to go for now. All right. If it wasn't for Trump. But yeah, hey, enjoy your freedom.
Imagine Kamala won. It would stink.
Bro,
it
would be the darkest fucking timeline possible.
It'd be horrible.
Okay, so
horrible.
Nick Fuentes still has an ongoing case for assault against that grandmother, right?
Wow, okay.
So, he decides to do this clip, which I don't think is advised given the circumstances.
All right.
We've all seen this expression before, I feel like. Something similar. This is just like a totally fake.
.com/tour to get your tickets. We can't wait to see you.
Oh, and then she does that. She goes, ah. See, here's the thing. Oh. You want to put your whole body behind it. You don't. So here, you turn into it. You turn into it with your whole.
Nick, she would beat the fuck out of you.
You know what I mean? Like, any active woman would actually beat him up. I'm convinced of it. Like, Nick's is insane, though. It's like, bro, you have an ongoing case. You're giving ammunition to the prosecutor as though he doesn't have enough of clips like this, though, already. So Nick may as well, because he's already fucked when it comes to that. But it's like, bro, you're joking about, and that's being charitable, beating these women. You can tell he has just such a hatred for women.
He hates them.
He hates them.
You see, the power, you rotate, the power comes from your core. You punch through.
Come on.
Okay, it comes from the core. Okay.
I mean, we get it at this point, like he just keeps repeating it over and over and over again. In the extended version, he just says he hates women. Well, anyway, here's Nick. He's back from the break, but he's come to a realization about his place in the universe.
Oh, wow.
Much, man. I appreciate the huge super chat. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Honestly, my vacation sucked. I took about a month off and I really didn't do anything. I realized I'm kind of a loser without this show.
No!
Because this is all I care.
Wait.
He's a loser.
Stop.
He's so much cooler online. He just says he has no life outside of doing the show.
Self-felt.
The self-felt alert. Self-felt alert.
About this is all I am. Like I did nothing because I genuinely, without the show, without this movement, without politics, I don't think I would exist as a person. Like there's nothing else I enjoy besides politics. I like to eat at restaurants. I like to
just let him finish this sentence and then hold on.
Go in a hot tub. That's it. And then I do this show. So
it's a very sad state of affairs that the only thing you care about is politics. The only thing that brings you any joy in life, your only hobby, your only purpose is to cry about politics that you have no influence or ability to change whatsoever. I don't know. I just think that's a sad way of living. He's like, well, I like to eat at restaurants and go in hot tubs, and that's it. There's no other hobbies, no friends,
well, beyond
no
that,
social interactions.
He's a clown in politics.
Yeah,
he's like a pure clown, a joker.
I was kind
But yeah, like you don't have anything, Nick? Not one thing.
of in like an existential crisis. I mean, not really, but I missed the show. I didn't miss the super chats, but I did miss doing the show. So I didn't realize how much I needed this movement. The movement needs me. The movement would die without me. I think I would die without the movement.
Well, yeah.
What?
There's no movement.
What movement is he talking about?
It's a podcast.
Because he's not a part of Trump's movement. He's clearly against that. He's not a part of any white nationalist movement.
Yikes.
Like what sort of movement is he actually the leader of or a part of? When was the last time he had a real life rally or event that was successful? It was years ago now. So you can't just have a podcast and then claim that you're leading a movement and a movement would die without you. Whatever movement he's a part of would be better off without him.
Dollhouse?
Genuinely.
What about the Dollhouse movement? Remember them?
Well, he did a big cry about the dollhouse. I honestly couldn't even bear to listen. It was so gay and cringe, bro. He was seething about Brian the doll. Oh my God. Okay, now we've got Nick is once again obsessed about the gym and homosexuality.
Wow.
Matthew P. sent $10. Hey Nick, someone told me that you look gay and you should lift weights. What do you think about it?
Sounds like someone that's gay for me that's lifting weights like a peasant. I don't know. I'm just not into that kind of stuff.
Like a peasant?
You know?
Apparently,
what do you think?
You're a peasant to take care of your physical health.
Insane.
You know,
God.
improve your looks and stuff like that. Like he's just coping so hard, bro.
Holy.
YMCA is about. Do you think it's a big coincidence that all the gym goers are now doing the YMCA? The YMCA
Oh my God.
is literally a gay anthem about gay guys that make out.
So you should love it.
You should love it then, Nick. It's for you.
You're
I don't
gay.
know. I've heard apparently the lead singer of the Village People said it wasn't about being gay.
Whoa.
And that he's not gay, but it's like, but bro, you're in the Village People. So I don't really get it, but I'm like, the jury's out on whether it's gay or not now. So
sex at the gym. And now I feel like we're connecting the dots. What do people that support Trump, lift weights, and go to the YMCA have in common? They're all gay. They're all gay.
So now
Trump
we're
is
at
the
the
most
point where it's apparently gay to support Trump. It's gay to go to the gym. It's like, so you're apparently just supposed to not support the only viable candidate on the right wing.
Bro, he was in he was kicked out of a trans group chat last month.
Like this is insane, bro. Like what sort of advice is this to people?
Buddy, come on.
pro-gay president in history. Everyone that goes to the gym is gay.
Now, Trump is the most pro-gay president, but he just removed trans pronouns from passports.
Yep.
He just removed trans people from the military. He ordered the rainbow flag removed from all U.S. government buildings. But it'll never be enough, right? It's just not based enough, right?
Right.
It's always gay. Meanwhile, this guy had Trump's in his mouth for near a fucking decade straight, riding on his coattails. And then whenever it's convenient, he's with Trump. And when it's not, he's not.
Yeah.
He's just fair weather as
Consequently, there's a gay gym anthem about Trump. So
Yeah, he
do you
stole the
want to
name
know
of
the
the
truth? I think
show.
not going to the gym, that's the least gay thing that I do. To tell
Oh my God.
As a matter of fact,
That's the least.
not going to the gym is the least gay thing I do. So you do a lot of gay things then. What a statement. What a statement. Okay, so now we're going to get a little bit of insight into Nick's mind and his relationship with his family here. Let's have a look.
All right.
Whiter sent $5. When are you going to get married and have kids? You're pushing 30.
soon, bro. Soon.
Oh, that was so gay.
You know
the way
what? Maybe
he
just
rolled
not.
his eyes. He rolled his eyes, bro.
I don't
And then he
really
goes,
even
maybe just not. I mean, let's feel there it is. There it is. He doesn't even want to have kids.
Yeah.
want that, but I mean, I don't know. I might. What would you, my fucking grandma? Like,
John has sent $10.
get off
Funny you
my
mentioned
back.
Bahara.
I'm trying to focus on saving the white race.
John has sent $10.
Saving the
You gotta
white
go-
race. The fucking delusions, bro. Retard alert.
But he wants Bala to win?
But, like, doesn't saving the white race mean having white children? But I guess his children wouldn't be white because he's Mexican.
Exactly.
So,
That's why he's saving them.
that's
The white
right.
race by not having kids.
Girlfriend yet? No.
John has sent $10. Funny you
I'm
mentioned
busy.
Bahara. I was at ground zero when
How's your little internet show? How's it? You know what's so funny when I go to like family parties? They're like, "How's
tough.
the thing that you do?" Because like they just have no idea what I do.
How's that little gay thing to do? How's that little
How's that
show?
embarrassing
Dude,
little
do you get
gay
money off that? Do you make
internet?
money
Yeah,
off that? Like, do you make money off of
It's
that?
brutal. They all look down on him and big dog him. Like, oh,
yeah.
no.
Well, how's that
Don't-
hobby? How's that hobby you have?
Don't tell us that, Nick. Don't. Oh, no.
They go, "Oh, my friend, he's a big fan of yours. Oh, they love all your stuff." I'm like,
That never
thanks,
happened.
thank you, them for me.
Yeah.
How's that? You got a girlfriend yet? No.
Oh!
Nope.
Oh, it's
Well, how's
tough.
that thing? How's your show? Good. Cool. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
John has sent $10.
Anyway,
So
dude, I just
Give me
cannot
30
talk to
seconds to take a piss here real quick.
That's so
Yo,
fucking
that's
felted,
yo,
buddy.
we haven't seen him
Oh,
in so
shit.
long, but you've
I
been-
know it's the same thing
It's the
every
same,
time.
yeah.
Like
No.
honestly, this
One
was
second,
like
one
it was a slow news day, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, let me pull the Fuentes files to extend the show. I think these clips are pretty decently funny, but honestly, the juice is barely worth the squeeze with this fucking guy anymore. And especially now, once we get to the snake innings, kicking out Keith Woods. Keith Woods was bringing in more guys on Twitter than anybody else. And that's why Keith has been snaked and exiled from the movement, is that Nick was jealous of Keith Woods. And so with Fuentes, he never allows anybody else on his team to outshine him or to ever get any shine or any spotlight, limelight, whatever, because he's bitter and fucking jealous. So when you put that ceiling on your team that nobody else is ever allowed to exceed you, it's brutally self-limiting. And then what ends up happening is it fails because guys don't want to be handicapped like that. They don't want a glass ceiling put on their success by you, this artificial bullshit where it's like, well, if you get too many followers and you're too successful at red pilling people, then I guess you got to go. That's what he did to Keith Woods. And then with E. Michael Jones, to me, it's even more fucking baffling because it's like you're taking like the ideological core of your supposed movement, like the godfather of this Catholic, anti-Semitic, movement, and you're exiling him. Why? The guy was one of the only people who streamed on Cozy, and he lended some credibility and legitimacy to your movement. The guy is actually somewhat intelligent. He wrote books. He had like solid rhetoric, and you cast him out. But okay, let's have a look here. This clip is just funny to me.
All right.
This is Kino.
Here we go.
Personally, I like more of like a plain like girl next door. I also like a unique look.
Hello,
I had
fellow
a dream
straight.
this week. I'm gonna disclose.
Okay, get ready. Nick had a
Oh,
dream.
bro.
This is his Martin Luther King. I had a dream. Get ready for Nick's dream. You're going to be surprised. He's surprised.
A personal dream. It even surprised me. Maybe this surprises you. Honest to God, it surprised me. Sometimes I surprise myself. I had a dream that I went on a date with a girl.
Oh, self-felt alert. Self-felt alert. Like he surprised himself. He surprised himself with that one. Like he's
With
like,
a girl.
He thought he was gay. And then he dreamed he was on a date with a girl. He's
Wait,
discovering his heterosexuality in his late 20s.
But it was actually like, but she had this unique look. She had this like super curly hair
Trans. Yeah.
and like freckles, and I actually like that. And, you know, but I like a different,
He
not
actually
necessarily
likes
that.
that.
Like that,
Mhm.
I wouldn't
Who are you
write that.
trying to convince? Me or you? He's like, what do straight guys like? You know, he's like, what do all you normal guys out there like? Well, let me tell you guys, you like freckles, right? I'm just like you. Like,
Chat.
that down. If someone said, what's your favorite
Oh.
look? I wouldn't say that. But I like a different look, you know? I hate this like every girl dresses the same. They all have the same fucking shoes. They all wear like
What?
those.
Is this-
What
does
is
this sound like a straight man to you?
No.
You know, I think most men are not as concerned about what a woman's wearing as how they'll look when the clothes are off and they're getting down and dirty with the bitch. You know, like who's really concerned with what belt or what shoes the girl is wearing? Like this is like a very gay view of sexuality.
Well, you don't
Like
think
their
about chick
accessories,
shoes?
like
Their
buddy, come on.
shoes. Oh my
But bro,
god.
like, oh, the belt, bro. Oh, bro, it was shiny, bro. Like, holy.
What do they call that when the jeans sit like these jeans that sit higher up? They all have the blonde hair, shit ton of makeup. I don't like that. I don't like basic.
What? He's thinking of men. He's thinking
This
of,
is so gay. This whole thing is so gay.
He's having a tough time, isn't he? Wow,
Well,
he's
he's
having a tough time.
To pretend to be something he's not, a straight man.
He looks
And
really
it's
unhealthy
very-
there.
He's dying.
Everybody wants to look the same. Everybody wants to be the same person. It's repulsive.
What
I
is
hate
he?
that. Hate mediocrity.
I don't, what?
So anyway,
Like, because there are trends
I like
in
all-
fashion, like everybody wants to be the same person. No, this has always been the case. This isn't like, whoa, this shocking aspect of modernity. Women are using similar styles called fashion trends. Oh, I guess we're not going to fuck women now.
Oh,
Right.
authenticity. Hate mediocrity. I love authenticity.
yeah.
Right.
I like raw, real. You know,
What are
Oh
you
my
talking
God.
about, sir?
it wasn't a
Raw.
All right, it's time to move.
wet
I think
dream
we have
freak.
one
Someone says
more.
lucid wet dream. It wasn't that freak.
Okay, that's the problem there. Okay.
All
Here
right,
we
here
go.
we got one more before we go into the snakenings.
Connor MC Grow I percent $5. Nicholas, when are you going to get a girlfriend? You can't spend 20 hours a week ranting about the declining white race only to decide you don't even want to reproduce.
Oof.
I
Learn how the
can't.
Rizzo will be forced to replace you with a low IQ jock.
Look, me having one or two kids actually does not impact whether the global white race lives or dies.
Oh, Well,
That's what you
buddy,
keep-
then but it's called practicing what you preach. It's
Yeah.
called living up to expectations. And it's okay for, you know, a normal person to say, that's not for me and it doesn't really matter. But you're the leader. You're supposed to lead by example. You're supposed to be a role model for your followers. If you're a political fucking spiritual leader or whatever the fuck he claims to be, the savior of the white race. For the savior of the white race to not have white children is bad. You know what I mean?
People need to get through your heads. That, and just in general, people say, like on that point, people say like, well, if white nationalists have kids, there's like probably 10,000 white nationalists in the country.
Now,
if they all have
pause.
kids, it's a
I'm pretty sure Patrick Little alone got 50,000 votes in California running on an explicitly white nationalist platform.
Whoa.
Isn't that like, I don't know. Like, if that's the case, if you've been doing this for this long and there are only 10,000 people in the entire United States that you reached with your platform over the last decade,
Give up.
including all the other like leaders and, e-celebs, then it failed, right? But that's him basically blackpilling and discrediting any sort of movement by saying that it's pathetic and too small to ever accomplish any sort of change.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying.
drop in the bucket. We need to fundamentally change society.
But if you can't even start there, how will you change society?
Exactly. If
There's
you
no
can't
starting
even
point.
fuck your vagina, how are you going to change anything?
At least fill up a bit. It's like, what are you doing?
It's all just nonsense, bro.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
We need to get the fertility rate of the more than 100 million white people in America up. And that happens through political change. So I disagree. When people say,
Does it?
oh, you're not doing it in general, it's like, actually, in the same way that.
But isn't Trump doing more by just sending back all the illegals that have come here and starting that process?
It's not enough. It needs to be more than 10,000 a day. And it's like, well, we're on like day 8. And, it has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Initially, he said that the raids will never happen. There will never be any deportations. Then the raids did start happening. And now it's not enough. Well, yeah, I mean, it does need to be more. Like, it would be nice if it was more, but at least something is happening. At least the laws are actually being enforced. At least we're getting like a bare minimum of standard of due diligence at the border and stuff. But instead of celebrating that, it's always just telling everything's bad. It's over, bros. Don't even try in life. And it's like, well, it might be over for some people, but it's not over for everybody.
Okay, but he says it's not enough, right? But the day before he was let in, they were walking across the border and the the border security was helping them. Remember like the whole Texas border watch? They're just like walking in, right? Like,
well, Jaden in chat says can't
What's up,
go to a
Jaden?
bookstore, but saving whites, bro. Just trust the plan.
what was it? Spencer's Gifts? He was looking through the window or something. What was it again?
I don't know. Well, it was some guy tried to have a conversation with
bookstore,
him
yeah.
at the bookstore, and he freaked the fuck out, and he ran to the bathroom and cried. He was so stressed out about a guy asking him what he was reading.
No, but
Which is just-
Spencer's, he quit. I wasn't able to even walk in, remember? He had to
Yeah, he
look
was
through the
too
window and he
scared.
was too scared.
Like white people would die in a war for something. Sometimes you need soldiers, actually.
Are you a soldier?
And sometimes you need a small fighting force to go in and make the ultimate sacrifice
the ultimate
and
sacrifice.
give everything to the cause.
What
for
did you
a-
listen? He's talking about the ultimate sacrifice. Were you in a jail cell on January 6th?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean you're making the ultimate sacrifice? I'm making the ultimate sacrifice by not having kids. I think that all of you backwards, ignorant whites should have kids, but I won't myself. Okay. This totally adds up, bro.
Yeah.
greater purpose. So I disagree with that logic. We're not actually all going to make a difference by having to cater to wife Jack's every needs and
this
tripping
is the
over
thing,
children's toys.
He's clearly demeaning
Tripping
having a
over-
family, having a wife, having kids. Like, how terrible to trip
Tripping
over your child's
children's toys.
Like, this is
Bro,
it's trying to.
I can't even. This guy
Holy.
pisses me off so much. Him opening his fucking mouth.
Boys and sleeping in bed with a disgusting, sweaty dog, panting, muddy dog, and hearing inane nonsense from your wife all the time.
He has
Whoa,
like this negative fantasy, like this like is reoccurring, like imagining how horrible. Yet he wants to be in a room with naked men sucking their cocks.
I don't know. Like what he's trying to paint as the worst thing ever is what most men want. Like most men want like a loving wife that they can have fun with and have a life together with kids to raise that are the next generation of them. And they
Mhm.
want to have a dog. They want to have a pet for companionship. Like, oh, the horrors of
dogs.
having a wife and a dog and children. And like, this is what was called the American dream. This is what was called the ideal that he now tries to paint in these horrible fucking terms. Because if you don't do that, you won't be the uber mensch. But like all of these guys are genetic dead end fucking losers, including himself. Like, what is he doing with all of the time that he's not having kids and not having a wife? And he's doing a talk show on the internet. He's not building anything. And he's actively shrinking the size of his movement to exert even more control over his cult, which we're going to go into.
I actually disagree with that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just sick of hearing it. Basically.
Whoever watches this show's retarded. They have
But
to
just
be.
like
have to be.
if Nick just came out and was honest, you know, he wouldn't have to live this lie. Because at multiple points, by the way, now he disparages Catholics and all this. Let's go into Nick snaking Keith Woods.
Yep.
This is part of a longer rant. It went on for almost a half hour where he just viciously attacked Keith Woods. But these two clips serve to illustrate why Nick Fuentes' shit's never going anywhere. Because he's a bitter and jealous and petty person who doesn't care about building a broad-based coalition to win and enact change. He only cares about enriching himself and making himself feel like a big man and leading a cult. That's all he cares about.
For what it's worth, last month, Keith goes on the No More News to shill his book.
See,
That's
now
Adam Green.
He's upset that Keith Woods went on a competing show. So you're not allowed to go on certain shows. That's how petty the politics are there. If you go on a show, which, by the way, Adam Green is super anti-Zionist, which is supposedly what the whole point of AF and Nick's movement is, to be anti-Zionist. So Keith Woods breaks bread with a fellow anti-Zionist, fellow race realist, and Nick has a problem with Keith trying to reach those people with his views because that guy doesn't like Nick. What sense does that fucking make, dude? That's not how you succeed. That's crazy, bro.
Well, No More News doesn't really like me. All right. Then you got this. On top of that, we don't even agree on Vance, Elon, Trump, Saylor, Sachs. I mean,
and then it turns out you have to agree on every single issue.
Yeah.
And every single person. And this is like the Ethan Ralph philosophy.
Loyalty.
You gotta be loyal to me, bitch. If you like this person that I don't like or see value in them, then I can't associate with you. And not only that, but I'm gonna attack you publicly. I'm going to put you on blast and air dirty laundry, bitch. You would expect more from a supposed political leader and builder of a coalition / movement than this petty bullshit. But here we are in 2025, and he still learned nothing from all the other times that he did this to other people, and it didn't help at all.
Yeah.
Even agree on some of these things. So it's like, okay, so we're helping you, and you go on shows with A-logs. You don't go to my thing. You don't back us up when we get banned.
You know, but to say that Adam Green is just an A-log is very dishonest.
Yeah.
Like Adam Green is not just some drama monger fucking channel like our channel. Adam Green has his own philosophy and his own view of the world that he believes and that he's pushing forward.
He believes in what he says.
It is an anti-Christian worldview, and so it does go against what Fuentes is saying, but I don't think Keith Woods is even Christian, to be honest, or at least he didn't really come from where he came from, like the Richard Spencer, McSpencer group stuff with Dutton. that was never explicitly Christian. So, you're already bringing people in, which, by the way, Nick aligned with the Muslims for a period of time, but he can't align with people who are atheists in any way. But then, Nick, it's nonsense because Nick himself is not even truly Catholic, nor are his views really coming from Catholicism, as we'll see from the E. Michael Jones stuff. He can never decide if he's actually like Catholic and race blind, or if he's like an ethno-nationalist that's like pro-racialist. And it's just, he'll never pick a side. He'll never pick a lane because he just wants to be this nebulous, ride on whatever trend comes along, but it's just never going to lead to long-term success ever.
At what point did Keith say that, okay, I'm going to bend the knee, I'm going to suck your dick from every point? Like, why does Nick need him to agree with 100% of what Nick says when Sneeko, he never did that for any of these guys?
I mean, this is the thing is he's just threatened by Keith.
Yeah.
Because Keith is a very smart guy. He's considered an intellectual. People have a lot of respect for Keith on the right wing. And Keith was gaining traction with Elon Musk. And he was blowing up to a level that Nick thought was unacceptable. And so Nick has to take him down a peg. And he's done this with many people in the past.
Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty good deal. He goes, why are you blowing up at me over 2 weeks? We've had this pattern. We've been friendly for a long time. It's like, well, maybe you've got a different estimation of it because it's been kind of a one-way street. So,
really,
what do I get in return? You don't attack me. I'm fucking helping you. Why would you attack me?
What are you talking about? The guy promotes Fuentes all the fucking time.
Way too much.
Way too much. And the guy reaches people that you don't reach.
Yeah.
With messages similar to your message. So why are you so upset? It doesn't make, if this is the case, why bring anybody in? Why be aligned with anybody?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but not everybody is Beardson Beardley. Not everybody is a talentless, worthless fucking hack whose only purpose is to be a lick spittle and lick boots. If you're going to build a broad-based coalition on the right wing, you're going to have to accept people who have pride in themselves and in their work and aren't just going to let you completely dominate them on every single fucking point. Even Trump, who's the real leader of the right wing, allows people with disagreements. And he's an egotistical fucking nut, bro.
Well, no one will be 100% in agreement. We're all human. We have differences. So why does Keith have to be 100? He didn't sign up to be your bitch boy,
I go on your YouTube show. I go on your stream. Why would you attack me? I'm fucking helping you. You go on A-log shows. You don't go to my thing.
A-log shows.
So it's like, come on now. Anyway, that's how I feel. I'm just being honest with you. Because a lot of people didn't get where I was coming from.
Oh, loyalty.
Well, then we have one more here where you can tell the extent to which he's snaking Keith to list him amongst these names.
The vast majority of the population wants less immigration. Trump has an historic mandate. He's a once-in-a-lifetime cult-like figure. If not him, if not now, after all this time with the mandate, when can we expect a real victory? It's unrealistic, purity spiraling, to expect that he won't backtrack on legal immigration. Then when? When is it going to happen? Patrick Casey, when is it going to happen? John Doyle, when is it going to happen?
You wanted Kamala. Oh, and there it is. Fucking,
and there it is.
Patrick
When is
Casey,
it going to happen? Keith Wood. So
Wood.
Putting him on the level of Rat Casey, putting him on the level of all the betrayers, Judas. When is it going to happen, Keith Woods? And it's like,
you wanted Kamala.
Holy.
They were allowing illegals every day in droves to cross the border.
Is, why can't he just be friendly with John Doyle? Why can't he be friendly with these people? It's because he doesn't want anybody else to ever grow that might be a threat to his influence or might have any different ideas than him. And that's not what the leader of a movement does, or the leader of a streaming platform that's going to be the alternative. He needs to just be honest about what this shit is. He is with his actions and not with his words. And people get fucking confused. But make no mistake, if you join him and hit for any amount of clout, or you think it's going to help you in some way, just realize that there is a limitation upon you. The moment you start to outshine Nick in any way, whether it's with a hot take or an audience starts to support you, or you have a different, just remember, he will snake you, and he will put you on the same level as all the other Judases that he's went after in the past. He'll do this to you. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter.
He'll pull the immerse.
Well,
get done.
We may not watch this whole clip, but him snaking E. Michael Jones, to me, this is the worst decision he's made, I think.
Okay.
Because E. Michael Jones is like where Nick's supposed philosophy flows from. I don't really agree with E. Michael Jones on a whole lot, but supposedly E. Michael Jones is the intellectual thought leader for America First. And he's supposed to be their smart, old, veteran mentor for the younger guys. So, I don't know. Let's have a look here at this other folder.
John Doyle, when is it going to happen, Keith Woods? When the is it going to happen? And
Whoa, calm down. All right, let's watch the EMJ. All right.
And just the way he delivers this is really vicious and cruel and petty. And I just hit play.
You know, E. Michael Jones have been trying to get my attention on this for a long time. I think he's just discredited himself. I don't even think it's worth responding to. It's sort of sad what has happened to him because, you know, I think some of his stuff is good, but he's clearly spiraling. He's become...
he's spiraling?
Very nasty.
I don't know.
Negative, bitter old man. And I don't like to be mean
like
to people.
Negative, nasty, bitter. Isn't that you?
It's all of his
Except
traits.
you're young and he's old. Right.
Yeah.
People that are old like that, I think you should respect the elderly, but it's just... he's out of control. It's just gotten so obnoxious, and that's just what it is. I don't like him.
Imagine defending Nick and being by his side with every stupid decision and optics thing he's done. Yeah. And then for him to just shit on you like this.
Well, and this is one thing I got to break to Nick is that, brother, one day you're going to be old, and we're all going to be old. You know, if we're lucky enough and blessed by God enough to be old. And so it's easy to say what he's about to say, where it's like, well, he should pass the torch and he should help people who are younger than him. Are you going to do that when you're old, Nick? Probably not, bro. It's easy to say that as a young man and have no respect for the accomplishments or the rhetoric of elders then. But once you're old, you're going to want some level of respect, you know, and you're not just going to be told, oh, yeah, you're just going to hand everything over to some young guy and your time is gone. It will 100%. Nick will cling to this as long as he possibly can. And you're not owed anything as a young guy. Like, you're not. You have to make your own way in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm vindicated on that. I never really liked him. I always thought he was a blowhard and very...
What?
No, this is the thing is where you promote these guys and you're friends with them. You invite them to events for years. And then it's, oh, I never liked that guy. And it was all fake. And now here's all my real opinions about what a piece of shit this person is. It's like, this is not how you build anything successfully.
Bro.
Very repetitive and really just not helpful. Not helpful. I feel like I represent something very positive, which is I'm an energetic young guy who is really pushing Catholicism very strongly.
But you're not, though.
You're not.
How often does Nick really quote the Bible? And there are 5 or 6 clips that I didn't include because I'm like, there's a lot of Nick on this show, but where he's insulting the Bible and Catholics and Christianity and making a joke at its expense. And then midway through the joke, he remembers that he's supposed to be Catholic. And then he goes, well, actually, that is based, but just the way you're saying this is cringe, super chatter. And it's like, you don't really believe in any of this stuff, man. And it's obvious it's not what you're actually interested in, Nick. It's not, he's not getting into theological discussions on his show or anything like that. He's not, that's not what it's about. It's about like a personality cult and counter signaling useful concepts because he's controlled up and just, you know, having a new hot take every day. He's the hot take merchant. That's it.
And someone like myself is looking for an older person to be a mentor, to provide that intellectual foundation. Someone like that could actually help us. Can you help us? And instead, all of these old Catholics, all they can do is hurt us, criticize us, ankle bite, attack, slander.
Wait a
and
minute.
I'm just sick of it.
Criticize, ankle bite. What are you doing to Trump?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yes.
So he's always ankle biting the guys who are bigger than him, while then telling his own critics that they're ankle biting and they're seething and they're fucking haters. It's bullshit.
Yes.
It's bullshit.
And you want to know something? E. Michael Jones, he has a bone to pick with Jared Taylor. He's got this real beef with Jared Taylor. You want to know something? I don't really agree with Jared Taylor on everything. I agree with Jared Taylor because we both are in favor of preserving our race, the white race. But Jared Taylor and I don't agree about Jews.
When he says our race, Nick, when the chips were down and a police officer asked you if you were a white supremacist, you said you were Mexican. So when the chips are really down, you say that you're Mexican. If it'll save you in any way, you don't stand tall and say that you're white. Or you don't represent your views on your sleeve. You're just a slimy, slick scumbag is what you are.
Well, he also said that he's not like a leader on anything, that he's like a podcast host.
Yeah, but then when he's talking about he sides with Jared Taylor over E. Michael Jones, who do you really side with, bro? Because these two guys' worldviews are in diametric opposition. And you on paper are supposed to be with E. Michael Jones. You're supposed to not believe in race, believe that God created all people with an ability to be saved and to find salvation through Jesus Christ. And like that's E. Michael Jones, and that's what your position is supposed to be. But then you get confused because you want to go edgier and go more extreme with the race stuff to go further to the right. So then you start saying you agree with Jared Taylor. But in reality, you're supposed to be in E. Michael Jones camp. And he'll never actually make a true, clear choice on this. Because these two things, you really can't necessarily have them together, these two worldviews.
Mm-hmm. And we don't agree about religion. I believe religion is essential, and Jared thinks that race should be the unifying factor. But the difference, and I could tell it bothers E. Michael Jones that I have a good relationship with Taylor. But you know what the difference is? Taylor helps us. We're young. We're new.
What?
Taylor's been doing this longer than we have. He's been doing it for a lot longer. He's educated. He's super intelligent.
Okay. There have been times, though, where Nick snaked Jared Taylor and said a whole bunch of nasty fucking shit about Jared Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all just like alliance of convenience or whatever he thinks is going to help him. He has no true loyalty to either of these guys. He's not going to help either of those guys advance their goals whatsoever.
Yeah.
And people like Jared Taylor want to help. They are not always dragging us down, nipping at our heels, insulting us, criticizing us.
This will change, by the way. The moment Jared Taylor comes out with some take Nick disagrees with, he'll immediately fucking slam him as well.
I'll be the
Guaranteed.
exact same thing.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Oh, I've always hated him. He'll say that. I've always hated him. He's always been a
Jaden.
piece of shit.
He called Jared Taylor a Jewish shill. And he talked about how all these white nationalists 1.0 guys are irrelevant. They're out of touch. They never accomplished anything. And he said they all are in the pocket of Jews and they're funded by Jews. He said that like last year.
And now he's
It wasn't
saying
even
this?
that long ago. Yes.
Come on.
And
Does he
young
even remember what he says about anyone? Or is it like every day he resets his memory?
The thing is, every day it's like a reset. Like it's this, though the party was always at war with East Asia, and you're expected to believe it. And then SO Sweepy makes it so with photoshops of school shooters' bags, where suddenly Bap's book is in there, and he was never a groiper. Like it's insane, the stuff that they do.
people are looking for his content, he embraces them with open arms. He is looking to teach. He's looking to be a mentor, looking to give people a platform. He wants people to go to Amren. He wants young people to speak there. He wants to, and he loves, you could tell he really loves the young people because, and that's actually ironically an expression of selflessness. He so cares about his movement and his values that when he sees young people get interested.
So there was that school shooter, that black guy who wrote that manifesto where he said like Ralph and I-dubs and Son Piker inspired this guy,
Mr.
Right?
Beast.
So the guy was, it looks like by all accounts, a groiper, you know, like an edgelord shit poster groiper. And SO Shaggy, the guy posted like a tweet, like acknowledging the groipers of his bag with the gun in it right before he was about to do the shooting. And SO Shaggy posted in it after, "You will never be a groiper." And then he posted a Photoshop where in that bag, the edited version had Bronze Age Pervert's book in it. And this is the same thing they did with Latino Zoomer, who when he was caught with the CP stuff and the bomb threats, they photoshopped a Medicare hat onto him to try and frame Medicare as being responsible. They did the same thing this time with Bronze Age Pervert, trying to pin it on him when the guy was a groiper. This is what they do. And it's just like, how can you believe that these guys are good faith or good for the ecosystem on the right wing? They absolutely are not. And you judge a tree by its fruit. Every single person that's got involved with them has either got snaked and f***ed over or their lives completely ruined by being a part of it and going all the way to the bottom. And that's the way it is. Let's finish this.
And excited, he's not jealously guarding what he's built over the decades. He's willing to give it to them. He's willing to let them be a part of it. He sees young people with energy and he's not threatened by younger people. He shares, and we share our energy, and he shares his experience and knowledge. And we bring the movement forward. And that's how it's supposed to be. If you care about the cause, that's how you're supposed to be. Help us. You're supposed to help us. But when it comes to these boomers, so many of them,
isn't it
tiring? They don't want to.
Bro, it's no one owes you shit. And Nick, you haven't done anything to earn anyone helping you or their respect. In fact, you have held back the movement.
When you have a guy who supported Kamala Harris, and I'm not saying Trump is perfect or he's been perfect, but I gotta say,
we've never said that. We've never said that.
It's a hell of a lot better than anything we would have got from Kamala. Kamala would have been the death of like the West, for real. It would have never been so over. And now every day there's positive news, there's exciting things.
Yes.
And young guys today, now they might feel more, secure about the future. They might be feeling more positive. They might want to start a family now. And it's like, Nick's like, no, we all have to be miserable all the time and think that everything is so bleak and so dark. And it's like, how can you constantly live like that and not realize how destructive it is to yourself and other people? But he drinks from the same poison chalice he gives to all of his followers. Just stay inside. Don't ever do anything. don't make friends, don't fucking go to school, don't get a job, just fucking be a bum, just shit post online all day and everything will come to you. And it's just not how it works.
They don't want to let go, whether it's your regular boomer with their money or it's these political boomers with their nonprofits and their.
This is like, I hate to defend boomers, but this idea that boomers have to give you their money, like I don't know, like it's like, listen, boomers are holding on to their money and these people, we'll see how you are when you're old.
Yeah.
We'll see if you give it up so quick. You know what I mean? Like, let me just give away all my money to some young guy who hasn't earned it. And that's not a recipe for disaster at all, to give things unearned to people. Because you know what happens then? You don't fucking appreciate it. But I understand, like, yeah, boomers shouldn't have just, swindled their children out of inheritance. Like they have. But Nick's thinking is very short-sighted because he too one day will be old. And a young guy will come along and say, I have the energy. I have the fire. I'm so talented. You're fucking old. You're old. Get the fuck out of my way. Give it to me. We'll see how quick you are to give it up then.
Yep.
Mailing lists. Rather than see young people and give them responsibility, help them, give them a platform, teach them. They want to hold on.
Well, maybe if you showed any signs of being a winner, if any, like you're a fucking loser bum.
Where are his results? What can he point to and say, we accomplished this?
They've lost all support from every major.
Here at my followers, like, let's see, like, look at all these guys that have families now that are financially successful, or like at least with Owen Benjamin, and I don't support Owen, and I think he leads a cult and he's insane, but at least he directs his followers into stuff like gardening and homesteading and, building stuff with their hands and crafting. Like, what does Nick? Nick says all that stuff is cringe and fucking gay.
Yeah.
So then what do his followers have to point to as accomplishments? Well, I got kicked out of school. Well, I got fired from my job. Well, I have a live stream with 10 viewers and I couldn't make $2. It's not good. And then the followers of his that come to him and say, I just had my 3rd child. He goes, cringe. I just got married. Cringe. I just got why are you telling me about your job and doing well? Why don't you become a soldier for the team, bro? Like,
it's so tiring. God, he's such a fucking
mine. You can't have culture war. Mine. You can't have church militant. Mine. You can't have this. And
hey, Nick, do you get why no one wants you to be the leader? Do you understand?
You see that? It's like everybody under him just gets treated like total fucking shit.
Scum.
He doesn't create a system for people to thrive. It's just fail. And it's not even that the government has come in or, the institutions and made it fucking impossible. There are still guys that are building better ecosystems that have crazy rhetoric than he does.
Yeah, I know.
It's just that his rhetoric is dog shit. It's terrible. It's not leading anybody to success. Also, if you notice too, everyone who was on his side from like last year and the year before that have all left. You have like, the Zerkas and the Fresh and Fits and these guys and all these guys. All what's his name? The cock, the shaved head, Sneeko. Even Sneeko, like all of them were like, what were we thinking? It didn't work.
No. When that happens, it dies.
And those guys are terrible also.
With you.
Even they're like, this guy.
And the people that are interested in the youth, and I'm not saying that selfishly. I wish someone like Michael Voris or E. Michael Jones were more open-minded, but they're not. I'm looking for a Catholic who could provide that, but they're not there. Michael Voris had a protege, very young, good-looking Irish guy, super intelligent, well-spoken.
Steve Francis. I forgot about that
Steve
guy.
Francis,
Remember the
bro.
guitar and the
I
wooden
think he's
background?
out of there, man.
Yeah.
And like, he didn't even make sense as a Groyper either, because he was a Molyneux disciple that was obsessed with defooing and spanking and how you raise kids and the philosophy of that. He never even made sense as a Groyper to begin with.
At all, you're right.
I don't even know if he's doing anything now. Last I saw, he was trying to go viral on like Chinese fucking social media, which was insane.
Chinese social media, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was setting up to take over the company, and Michael Voris fired him and cut him out. And now the whole thing's fucking gone. Now Church Militant's gone. It's fucking gone. It's like Voris had young men there. He had young men there that were energetic and excited, and they wanted to expand the operation.
I don't know, like, Nick, like a coalition that wins isn't made exclusively of young men. You also have to have men that are established, that have a reputation, that have money and connections to be a part of your movement.
Mhm.
It can't exclusively be a movement of the young. No serious movement will just be entirely fresh-faced 19, 20-year-old guys. It's just not going to work that way.
Well, also within 5 years, they're all older. And what, you kick them out and you start back with the 19-year-olds? Sounds pretty sus to me.
It really is Peter Pan and the Lost Boys. It really is.
Yes. Rufio. By the way, you know who has the money? Older people, Nick.
Yeah.
A lot of young people don't have money or are just starting out, have like low income jobs and are in school or building towards a career. You need the old fuckers because they got money. You fucking retard.
But he couldn't let it go. It was all about him. It was all about him and his.
But it's all about you.
Are you listening? Are you listening to yourself, sir? It's all about you and it's all about your ego. And that's why Patrick Casey's gone, Jake Lloyd's gone, Jaden McNeil is gone. So many names that are lost to the sands of time that were snaked by you for no fucking good reason. You know, you allowed Beardson to smear them because Beardson was jealous or you were jealous. And now it's just, okay, so even the guys who were really helpful to you, like fucking Keith Woods, they have to go now because you're bitter and jealous. And E. Michael Jones has to go because I guess he didn't kiss your ring at every fucking opportunity and bend the knee to a fucking guy half his age and kiss your shoes. Like, what did you expect? This is the thing. Like, these are older, established people. They're going to have pride. You can't just expect them to worship you as God because you're not God.
Ego and controlling his small fiefdom. And I feel like the same is true of Jones, if I could criticize, you know, because my fans love E. Michael Jones. They've always loved him. They love his books and everything.
Ruling,
and
I one more, like ruling a small fiefdom. Sir, look in the mirror, sir. And this is what you're doing right now is you're making the fiefdom smaller and smaller and smaller and more insular and more cult-like. And this guy's not allowed to say this, and this guy's not allowed to associate with this guy. And I have total control. And this is not going to work.
I've made overtures to him. And he's done nothing but criticize me. He's done nothing but slap me on the wrist and reject the overtures we make to him. I'll give you a perfect example. I invited Jared Taylor to AFPAC 4. He said, I'd love to go. I invited E. Michael Jones to AFPAC 4. You know what he said? I'm not going to go if I can't speak.
Well, that makes sense.
Why would he? Why would he?
But no, E. Michael Jones had the inside track that there was going to be no event, I'm sure. Like, there was no AFPAC 4. It was never, ever going to happen.
Yeah.
It was always planned to not happen. And he was good not to go because it was a total fucking shit show where you guys ended up at some random bar in Detroit getting your shit pushed in and Sneeko got fucking punched out. And none of you did shit. And the credibility of it just went down the crapper. Holy.
And he lives like hours away.
Well,
He's
why
like
didn't
like a 3-hour drive.
But why not offer him a speaking slot? Because he's pretty much in line with your Catholic message, no? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Detroit. I think if he still lives in South Bend, it's like,
By
what the
way,
fuck
guys,
do you have going
let's
on?
get some subs. We're 53 subs away
Are we gonna hit
from
it?
the AV. Are we gonna hit
I
it
was
or
telling-
not, bitch?
I was telling Alex C in chat, like, I would love to watch the movie, but let's go, boys. Fat chick thriller. Let's get the fucking 200 bomb. What's
But
going
isn't
on,
it-
bud?
You
Isn't
can't-
it a sign of disrespect on your end to not offer him a speaking slot when he wants one?
But why would he
Is it-
waste his time
But
there?
isn't that Nick pushing him away first and not the other way around?
Mm-hmm.
Take the 3-hour trip and go and commiserate with the young people. I'm not going to go if I can't speak. And the irony is we were going to ask him to speak. We didn't know our speaker lineup yet.
What?
We didn't ask Taylor to speak, but we were planning on it. We got the VIP list, and then we were going to discern from the VIPs who would speak.
I don't believe anything
But we
he
got
says
that
about
attitude. We said, you know-
do you?
No,
I
it's
don't bu-
completely
I-
bullshit. I believe he knew the entire time it wasn't going to happen. We knew. Remember? We were the ones on our show. We were like, there's no way this is going to happen. There was so much mistakes. Remember they were like moving the fucking location like over and over
Yes.
and over and over. We're like, okay, this is not happening.
What? Fine, don't come. Forget it. Forget it then. If that's how we extend an invitation, you should want to come. No, I'm not going to come unless I can speak. Okay, bro. So
So he has to fly, get a hotel, just to sit there and listen to something that you're going to be saying online
You know what?
anyway that you can watch
not-
online.
Yeah, and not even like, and he's old, and it's a young crowd. Like,
yeah,
what-
he's old.
and it's like, it's not like you're sitting there having a beer or anything. You're sitting there sober with a bunch of fucking spurgs and lunatics. Like,
Yeah.
it's not really a fun time.
Also, he's asking for a speaking role, and you can't
Holy
squeeze him
fuck.
in.
By the way, Patrick Amsterdam has just pointed out that a photo of Destiny wearing the Sonichu medallion has surfaced.
Shut the fuck up. Where is it?
No,
No.
on Destiny's subreddit, the Dalaban? Is it really called the Dalaban? That's
Whoa.
crazy.
ain't nobody got time for that. I don't have any fucking time for that,
Mm.
you know. So
But you can say the same thing. Well, I can't speak at your. I don't have time for that. You know, he has like
You know?
shit he does as a guy. Like, like what the?
I don't
that's
know. man.
it infuriates me.
Were you going to pay for his flight and his hotel and everything?
I don't know. Was he going to pay him at all, or is
At
he
all?
just supposed to do like charity for you, or I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Because it should be about the movement. When young people come to me, I try to help them. And
Do
I'm
you
young.
know-
I'm young. I'm not 100 years old like him. I'm a young guy. When young people come to me, I do everything I can to help them.
Pardon me.
I don't think he's
Give me an
actually helped-
example.
I don't think he's helped anybody. I
Examples.
think he's like robbed and screwed over every single person he's ever been involved with.
on bad
I don't
optic
think-
them.
Let me just say something. Like, point to one example of a person who's better off for being associated with him or working for him. Can anybody think of one example?
Ralph.
No. Ralph's like worse off than he was before he met me. Like, seriously.
True. Okay.
I'd be real. Like, who else? Beardson, maybe.
Beardson, but that's
Like,
because
it's like- but, like,
Beardson had nothing
But Beardson was actually married.
and had
you
a
know,
job.
and had a job. Like, exactly, Jaden. Like when Smiley came to him about Ali Akbar, and then Jaden fucking Nick covered for Ali Akbar and screwed over Smiley and like unleashed his supporters on him. It was bad.
Well, he said Smiley actually was lusting and sending
Oh yeah, and he said it
pics
was
at
his fault.
15.
They're saying Ali Alexander, but before Ali met Nick, there was nobody exposing Ali's sick pedophilia and shit. So he was just free to be the piranha pedophile that he is and prey on victims with nobody saying or doing anything. Tenrio, I guess. But Tenrio still lives in government housing and collects a welfare check. So, like, how good is he really doing?
Bro, Tenrio's not even a real person, dude.
Like, I'm trying to actually be honest. Like, who would it be that's in a better position for having worked with and been in Nick's movement than they were before?
Yo, is Kai the spy still on his mission?
He's on his Mormon mission. I don't think he's coming back.
No way. Kai the spy. Remember how mad he was that we used to say that?
Oh, yeah, he was seething, bro.
We used to tell Nick that he leaked us info all the time, and he was so mad. He settled in Africa, yeah.
Like
But,
Feezer?
you know,
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Feezer actually had a job at Lockheed Martin, if you can fucking believe it. He
Mhm.
apparently had a girlfriend.
That he
you know,
choked.
And now, he lives in his mother's house, no job, no prospects, selling fucking Disney toys on eBay.
Mr. Sun
you
came
know-
up. You haven't seen that documentary. You're going to love it, dude. It's fucking fire.
you have to put the movement first. But he wants to take credit for. He takes credit for no FAP. Everything is him. No, me and all my friends laugh at him
That's
about
you.
that. When no,
But he's talking about himself. For those you don't know, Nick didn't even invent the Groiper. He stole that shit. Nick will tell you he invented America first. He stole that shit. Every talking point, idea, mannerism that Nick does, he steals from other people. His humor, his mannerisms stolen from Trump and Sam Hyde, obviously. Like, all of his talking points is like reheated Patrick Buchanan shit from fucking 25, 30 years ago. There's nothing new. There's nothing revolutionary here whatsoever. But he takes credit for every single thing. He invented it. Groiper War, this and that, all the things that he did, when in reality, it was other people doing that shit. It was Patrick Casey organizing Groiper War on the ground and getting those guys into events prep with questions. He wasn't fucking doing that shit. It was Patrick Casey who made the first AFPAC happen because he was used to doing conferences and organizing people in Identity Europa. Like the memes, it was Biggie Slonk, it was fucking Panther Den. Jaden, was involved in a lot of this fucking shit. So he tries to pretend that he's responsible for everything that made AF what it was. It's actually the opposite. He wasn't responsible for hardly any of it.
Wow.
FAP came around, people stopped jerking off. He said, that was me. I did that. Really, bro? Everything, he has this delusional, every trend is originated. So it's all about him. And you know what? And why it makes me mad is because, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it, Catholics really need the support. Because in the dissident right...
Hold on. There are over 1 billion people in the Catholic Church, Nicholas J. Fuentes. The Catholic Church has been around thousands of years before you were born, and it will be around thousands of years after you're dead. The Catholic Church will probably still be here when Christ returns to the earth, okay? Stop being delusional. The Catholic Church as an institution, as a religious institution and a cultural force is not and will not ever be dependent on you. And the idea that it would need you to have political influence? Holy.
Oh, buddy.
Holy.
Don't have as much market share. In the dissident right, it still is up for debate. There are racialists.
Who gives a f- The dissident right is a fucking joke. It's a joke, sir. We need to take over the dissident. How about you take over the actual right wing? We're going to take over this sad, pathetic niche corner of fucking nothing that's been burned to the fucking ground, a shadow of what it once was. Totally irrelevant.
Christianity. There are Protestants that hate Catholicism. So, we really need Catholics to stick together. We really need, especially the knowledgeable, intelligent Catholics, older ones. We really need them to back us up. We really need them to fight and for there to be a unified front. You think it's not actually.
I'm so happy he lost everyone.
This is
I'm
so retarded.
happy. I hate
but it's
him.
It's not ever going to be unified. Do you understand?
It's impossible.
It's not like you're not like what Protestants are not going to magically one day become Catholic. There's been wars fought over this shit, man. Hundreds of thousands and millions of Europeans have died in religious wars over Catholic or Protestant. You remember the 30 Years' War, all this shit. Like, bro, it's not happening. You're not that guy. You're not that guy that's going to get Calvinists to go, you know what? I should be Catholic now. You're not going to get Baptists to suddenly become Catholic. You're not that guy. You just aren't.
Deal that the racialists are more overrepresented.
Yeah, at least he has the Muslim alliance. Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Which he then admitted was a mistake not that long ago. Wasn't it just a few weeks ago that he admitted that it didn't fucking work?
Yeah.
But he was so sure that it was going to work this time, bro.
At AFPAC than the Catholics. I want a mix. And they're welcome there because I think they're an important element. I'm pro-white, but being a Catholic, I want a Catholic there. But you know who answers the call? Racialists, not Catholics. The racialists show up. The Catholics don't.
But Nick, do you think that your message is more catered to Catholics or racialist edgy guys online? Because it's not really a Catholic message. It's not really about going to church and quoting the Bible and talking about the Council of Nicaea. Like, it's not, bro. And it never is going to be, because that's not what you're interested in. You're just interested in being an edgy boy.
But even beyond that, even for racialists or whatever the right?
He's Mexican.
You were voting for Kamala.
Yeah.
Racists and racialists don't want that. They think that's insane.
Well, the typical Groiper isn't even fucking white.
You know what I mean?
Most of them, like, we've seen them at the events. The amount that are brown, and with that shooter we saw last week who was black, those are the Groipers. They're just confused, self-hating brown and black people.
Right.
It's very strange shit.
The white nationalists who put race in front of religion, they answer the call. The Catholics are bitching about, oh, I don't like your language. Oh, I don't like the way you talk. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like that.
The Catholics are actually holding you to the religious standard that you claim to uphold. The thing is, Nick, if he did get his way and he lived in a Catholic theocracy, he would probably be one of the first people put to death for blasphemy. Because of the way he talks and the way he jokes. They aren't allowed to live in theocracies. People that say and act the way he does, they get taken out quick.
And they're hanging.
Oh, Fat Chick Thriller, he's falling off bad.
Me out to dry. They're hanging Catholics out to dry. It's not cool. It's not cool. And that's the part that really bothers me. Because
who tunes into this to hear this guy fucking cope and cry and bitch? Like, this is not what a leader looks like. This is what a petty, backstabbing bitch looks like who's jealous that other people get attention. Honestly, at this point, it's time to just watch Destination Stone.
I was going to say.
I've had enough, bro. Like, I'm just preaching to the choir. There's nobody fucking here who, is actually a Groiper or fucking doesn't already believe the shit I'm saying. Like,
so gay.
We haven't done it for a long time because I was at the point where I'm like, just let him rot where he's at, especially seeing these snake innings. But it was a little light today. So I was like, I want to do a longer show.
Great,
some of these clips are okay, but
no, it was great. It was great. Great fucking show, guys. So far.